Melech, you wanted more material at what yesterday I just sent you, and I done. Obviously there are happening certain things that you can evaluate yourself, but I know what you meant. At the reality for what it is, Lacan, Freud, and others, we found the reason in liati liatu sahu she'at adbadan. We found a very character of manipulation which the alienation state of the reason delivers into the making class of a very approximation to understanding, class of a very understanding a person, but whenever there is a certain risk about they institutionalized, there delivers the same class of state of reason to making elaborated parameters, elemental, clear facts for the institutions that they institutionalized to be element to control the risk. And they makes an elaborated real character of reason which Lacan and Freud have done, which involves this class of a reason that I just told you. In Li'im, Laet Samad will be as well. So suddenly, there are people that are all around making the same adoring Freud and Lacan. And Freud is nothing but one that delivered the days into the trend to analyzing how possible living without a God, without a Chai. And Lacan never had no Chai, but trying to analyze and associating things that doesn't deliver into nothing but what the possibility to be in the instant of a man's Melech'ha Elishel at Sei Chai. Something to only will be an appearance for the condition of the mental state of the feeling and to making happen like a very, how will this be? Shove it up and out. Alright. The policy. Policy is a very condition for the plebis vadechtias vesocial, spi. Like we were discussing, there is exactly the same clear fact of no element but the same disciplines delivers into. Policy is like Masonry, and as Masonry moves to the making the state of the worthy, so know the everyone, not everybody, but who are not in the condition of Masonry moves almost the same, watching there is a problem. And whenever there is a problem, how to say choose. Forgive me, I am in a disaster. I'm sorry. How to say the word choose. Especially whenever there is the condition of what Gestalt school delivered. gestalt from Nazi, and Nazi, which we understand who they are. So Nazi, not Nazi like delivered from Italian, is exactly the condition of Ba'at Samad, Ramsesians, and are specifically this. But whenever we're talking about politics or policy, we say on the condition of the narcissism, we say on the condition of the idiosyncrasy, we say on the condition of the they follows the reality to fight for the people, and whenever they are formatted, like for Nazis, like Perón, Jewish will be the enemy. Example. Not everybody are in this position to be making disasters, but the disasters are themselves because of there is an enemy. And the enemy delivers into they don't want to lose, and they need to be worthy. Once the reality is exactly Ditsein Yatsiashta Shadaba, and you know what this is. At the reality for what it means, religious, there is exactly the worthy for the worthy itself, seeking for what it is the powers and the elements to deliver the destruction to the taken positions. This reason is the reason Biat Mahatsa, Dishadalatika Divansvaranta. We found the diversity in this. We found the thousands of religions, but the problem is everyone has a very precedence from Cain for the making what they do, and everyone has a very disaster that delivers into what the religion delivers into. So suddenly Christianism, we understand Rome, we understand Nabucodonosor, and we understand a lot of other, but the problem is there are victims and there are people that doesn't understand this like this way. Whenever we talk about Buddha, we talk about Buddhism, we come to know like Navaos, and this is like the same Moloch. And whenever we understand about the rest of the whatever around, each has a very dominion that is the most of all Kaipaet Saet Diatzel Shetevem, and others Diktalaki Shka Sheb. So suddenly the reason for this is a complex Cronus, which is not Cronus, because of the times to times comes around and reproduces with a very sharp idea every day is worse. Once the technology towards at the reality for what human can walk through the history itself and develop. So suddenly, toward the reality itself comes the disaster, and the disaster is nothing like we like. So suddenly, in the middle of this all, we found another reason, which is the Priyat by Damaskia Dashaov, which is the one that announces everything for the keeping us worthy. needs to be worthy and needs not lose nothing at all ever, and no one to say that cannot be. So announce in a very condition of there is the dominion, and wants to get the dominion itself for the making the dominion what the dominion is, delivers today into the making the suppression over whoever to says what can be, and uses the whole of this for the making the disasters. And the problem is not agnostic, the problem is power. And power at this level is Masonry. So delivers between Ramsesian, Nabucodonosorian, and others, which we understand all through. And agnostic and atheism, or atheos, is not exactly the class of elements that moves here, except the ones that needs to suppress for the making some purpose, and the purpose is related on the power itself, because of whenever needs to suppress is because of there is a threat or something that delivers this domain to be exposed and in a condition that needs to suppress for there to not be lost and needs to be worthy. So the worthy is all around the reality of what the human conceits itself to making and associating whoever to be for the instituting, and making the elements themselves for the establishing what the domain to be at the level for what it means governments, or what it means institutions themselves. At the point for what we have problems on a lot of people that were doing this class of things and still does. Now, the reality and the reason for this enable, they were working amazingly until UNASUR pretended to put in them, and the supporting of certain peoples that were trying to making them in for the making the supposed institutions for health. There is nothing to take on that, and your honors already fixed the thing, but anyway we have problem. And the reality itself is exactly at Seyim, at Seyem, Ben Disim Sheim Mavem. This like a verse, like a rhymes thing, and you understand what it is. Alright, Melech, I give you reality today. https www.dbid middle, y todavía se piensa que puede decir algo cuando nosotros decimos todo primero y nosotros somos los que determinamos y decidimos. Siempre fue igual. Dice y nosotros se lo arrebatamos, se lo quitamos y lo hacemos pasar como nuestro, y nosotros ganamos porque somos los que mandamos. Middle cis, middle DID, middle 844441 at 1M, the commands for programming. Middle EDICIC 48, point INTF9, systems recall. Here you got evidences and also the sanity proof. I keep my will, I keep my obituary with your honors, and I'm so sorry, for I'm still around here. I love you so much. I love you, Shem. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, your honors. And I hope this to be really fine enough for the keeping and making some good after all with this. And the clear fact of at least trying to control there to not be worse than already we have. I hope you all to be okay right there. I really hope so. And I love you so much. Shabbat Shalom for tomorrow. And that is Chai Tzachai Dayan Siamat Lesiseshva Advasechanim Delia Tzedach Advasa Sheam Advase Shelo Et Soav En Lesekim Alchenikim Yebla Vesaveshav Sasim Halayla